What's going on, Jackson? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Nah, I didn't get on yesterday. Yo, I was too busy studying, trying to, you know, and I'm still doing still studying. Yo, I got the hammer on this, bro. I got the hammer on this. This is utterly important to me. You know what I'm saying? It's very important. It's very, very important. But I hope you had a good night rest. You know, and I hope your morning is going to be good. Your afternoon, whether you're at work, whether you're at work, getting off of work, or going to work. You know, I was looking today on the mainstream media, and 16 year. I mean, I was about to say 16-year-old, but the that 23-year-old fellow that was shot and killed, and his vehicle was burned. I can tell you this unequivocally. Somebody's trying to kill us. I'm telling you. Somebody is trying to kill us, and they're trying to blame it on us. Now, call me a conspiracy theorist, but my question to you is that a theory or is it a fact? Because it's too coincident. I don't believe in coincidence. It's just too. It's too pattern. It's too much of a pattern right now. We at the height of racism right now with this Nolan Wells case. We at the height of it. There's something more to this than what's going on, and they know what's going on. They're doing it. You send your child out. You send your child out to the world, and you still gotta protect them. You know what I'm saying? You send your child out to the world, and you still gotta protect them. I know some said, well, you know what it is in Mississippi. Yeah, well, we know what it is in Mississippi. But man, I tell you the truth. We are not doing this to ourselves. Somebody's doing this to us. Don't get it twisted. There is a lot of us killing each other. But this, we ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. And ain't nobody on no particular platform can convince me or persuade me to think any other type of way. We ain't doing it. Folk got the money, they got the connections, and they got the movement. They don't give a ding or dong about black lives. Let me tell you something. And you can call me what you want, but 1-800 collect call don't work no more. I don't subscribe to Black Lives Matter campaign, because if the people that's part of the Black Lives Matter movement was really who they are, a lot of this stuff would never happen. Because every community, in every black community, there ought to be a Black Lives organization posted. And we provide our own way. We provide our own security. Now we don't want to talk. Now we getting our own Federal Reserve notes. We're not getting not 1 cent from the government. A lot of this stuff is ploys to get money from the government. And then they tell you, then there's a contingency. Mm-mm. 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 See, that's why I said I don't subscribe. I don't subscribe to that type of stuff. If you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it on your own. We galvanize right here. If you gotta come galvanize in your living room, you know how if you got the right galvanization, you're gonna have to move out your living room. That's off the rip. You ain't got enough chairs and couches and stuff to fit off in your living room for the meetings. They have it in their house. They build communities. They build little side communities in the back of their houses to have these meetings. You think they don't? Black folks, stand up. I'm on mine today. Because this right here, I ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling it. I'm not feeling it. We just got a hanging. We just got a hanging on the road of remembrance. Where the Black Lives Matter movement? Full investigation. See, I don't, like I said, when see that stuff happen, automatically, black folks ought to have their own coroner or their own folks ready to move. You smell me? This is what I'm talking about. We're the Nation of Islam. Where they at? Do I gotta be a Muslim in order to get some justice? Oh yeah. This ain't to appease white folks. I ain't saying this to appease them. I'm saying this to awake you, black man, black woman, black family. I'm gonna keep it up. I'm keeping it 1,000. Where they at? Where they at? I'm like, come on, man. Why is it necessary for somebody to step in when we should have this thing on lock by itself? That happened over in West Jackson's watch. The community, our community that's in that area should be on it. We should have our own investigations. We should have our own private investigations. We should have our own attorneys. Or have an attorney that's on an attainer will be paid every month or so, or a retainer rather. Come on, B. Let's keep that a buck. Let's keep that a buck here. See, this is what's not talked about, looked at, analyzed, strategized. We don't have none of that. Everybody just out for themselves. And it's a dang darn shame I don't even know the name of. I know my neighbor's, not my neighbor's name, his last name, but I don't know him. I ain't never shook his hand. I know my neighbors across the street, my neighbors next door. Everybody is just so go to work, go to church, go home, go to school, go to the gym, you know what I'm saying? And come back to the house, you know what I'm saying? Sit down, sweep up, sweep mop, boom, this, that, whatever, and that's that. That's their lives. I mean, come on. And then when something happens, you know what I'm saying? we look for the politicians to do something about it. Well, y'all in a position to do it. So what? So what? A lot of that stuff ain't their job. A lot of that stuff is not their job. So I'm just, yo, and 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 I also think about how look, I'm gonna hark on the same stuff that's been harked on, but it's coming from me because I'm blind as Ray Charles and I can see what's going on. These folks, you got 3 individuals that they made arrests in other states who threatened them folks down there in South Mississippi. Right? Allegedly. Well, they allegedly but they were down there where they made some arrests, according to what mainstream said. But not one made an arrest on the threats and the threats on the lives of the victims' parents. That's concerning. But is it really concerning? Are you really concerned? Are you really concerned? Are you just concerned in your house? Because they're the victims. Their son was murdered. Just like that 23-year-old young man here in the city of Jackson was murdered. Man, I'm tell you something. Shouts out goes out to that family. And I'm gonna be real with you, I'm really trying to hold back my tears because I got a 23-year-old. I got to hold my emotions because I have to hold my emotions, and I got to get pissed off about it. Because I got a 23-year-old that's trying to make it. And then here's somebody going to come and take their lives. This is why I say we got to galvanize. We should have had a fund already ready for that family, for the reward. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you straight up and down, my anger would not be contained. My anger would not be contained as a father. Real talk, my condolences go out to that family. Yeah, homie, you're right. Your children should be here to see you go, not the other way around. I didn't lose one of my children to violence. I lost one of my children to an enlarged heart. But I feel your pain, my man. And that right there, it sucks. But I can rest assured, I can tell y'all this, Jacktown, somebody killing us. And it ain't us. Open up your eyes. Open up your eyes. Your eyes is shut. You just as blind as I am physically. You're blind in your brain. If people think that this is black folks did this to each other, their eyes shut too. And stop going on these presumptions and these assumptions because it happened in a black community. Automatically you think that we did it to each other. Automatically. This thing happened behind a vacant house. Ain't nobody that, you got to be methodic. There's something methodic, psychologically methodical about this case. I don't give a ding dong what the police say. Yeah, they got an ongoing investigation about this. I get that. But there is something methodical about this case. About that hanging on the road of remembrance. Because I'm looking at it like this. Let's look at it for what it is. It happened behind our vacant house. It happened behind our vacant house, an assumption that nobody could hear what was going to be going on. An assumption that nobody knew what was going on. I ain't no psychologist, but I need to tell you what it is. You're going to do dirt where it's deserted. Just like behind Jane Avenue, when that young lady was found dead, half naked. Somebody's killing us because they're doing it behind, and what's happening is they're doing it in deserted areas. Just like over there on Hattiesburg Street, when they found the lady dead, deserted. So I'm just keeping it a buck here. How long is this mess gonna go on? How long is it gonna go on? You know what I'm saying? When are we gonna stand up? And I understand it takes time. It takes money. And it takes organizing and having a strategy. That's what it's gonna take. And I'm not sitting around here, look, let me tell you something. I'm gonna make that presentment. And I'm gonna make that presentment to everyone. At the next meeting that I have at the Jane Avenue meeting, I'm gonna make that clear. It's gonna take because that's what this is gonna take. That's what this is gonna take. It don't take but maybe $5, maybe $10 a month. If you had 1,000 people with $10, 1,000 people giving $10 a month for a year, you got leverage. If you had 300 people giving $10 a month for a year, you had leverage. Just $10. And put it into a fund. Or put it somewhere where it could grow. And just keep building on it. And keep building on it. Where it can't be touched. Put it in a CD. Where it's going to grow over time. Put it in a CD where it can grow over time. And keep building. And keep doing. And keep building. And keep adding on to that $10 a month. And start organizing, galvanizing, strategizing. Folks, it's not, I'm telling you, we got to do this. We can't depend on the council to do anything. We can't depend on the board of supervisors to do anything, or the mayor, or the governor ain't gonna do jack. The governor's not gonna. It's not even gonna look your way. Hell, the governor have never probably even been to West Jackson. He had probably never been to West Jackson. I ain't heard. I'm telling you. So, come on. Let's look. Listen. A lot of these high officials don't come to your neighborhood until they want your vote. I'm just keeping it a buck. A lot of these officials, a lot of these people that's running for office don't come to the neighborhood until they want your vote. And I'm just being transparent here. I'm not saying all of them. You know, you got a lot of them here that they do sit but see, you know, they do come. They do come. And they watch how the cities, the neighborhoods is moving. The complaints. Just like, for example, just like these judges and these attorneys. They come to the meetings, these community meetings. They want to see how these communities is moving. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because they have to serve the public and they got to see, you know, where a lot, because this is a psychological thing. And I know that. This is a psychological thing. And they come out there to the meetings and kind of listen, and you know what I'm saying, they listen to what's going on and listen to the concerns and complaints of the residents. So if something comes on, so if they get a docket sheet and they see what community it's coming out of, they can see why it's coming out of that community. That makes sense to me. That makes a lot of sense. That's if they're doing that. I hope that they're doing that. I hope this helps them to better make decisions when they're making decisions to lock us up. Because they've been in the communities and they know what's going on. That's what I would do if I was a judge. If I was a judge, that's what I would be doing. I would visit the community centers and listen to the people. Because I'm looking at this thing holistically. I'm trying to get a broad perspective on this community. So if I get something, if I get a case on my desk and I'm looking at to see what community this thing came out of, where did this happen at, I know what's going on. I'm gonna lay my plane on that one for real, cause it's a touchy subject. You know what I'm saying? I can't be here all day. I can't be here all day going into this, because I'm telling you, yo, I got time. But I'm not trying to hark on this so much. But this is the size of it. This is the size of it when we go and when we this is what happens when we don't have control over our community. That mess over there at the road of remembrance. Let me check this one out. Check it out. In our community, just think about it for a minute. I said I was going to let my play look like I picked it back up off the runway. But look, I want you to look at this for a minute. How about this as an idea? This as an idea. There's a vacant house. We galvanize. In our community, we know that these houses are vacant around here. If we're financially able, we have the financial ability, let us how about we put an electric source somewhere, maybe at the house, at the vacant house or somewhere in the neighborhood and commence cameras. Ding dong, damn the city. Damn the board of supervisors. We do this ourselves. And we put cameras up. We put cameras in places where they need to be. That young man's truck was found, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they say it was found on Hooker Street somewhere. Well, that's common. That's common, ain't it? I had a friend that got carjacked, and that's where her car was found. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I apologize if I am wrong, but I thought I heard him say it was on Hooker Street where his car was found burned up. His truck. And they said because they like the... Now, that's something that I totally disagree with. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that truck was like... This is why I said they're after us. That truck was like so much... Or I don't know if it was a truck. I'm just visualizing. I don't know. I can't see. So, but if that vehicle, let me say that vehicle, if it was a red vehicle, nice. Think about it, y'all. If that vehicle was burned up, niceness had nothing. They did not like that vehicle. They did not like that vehicle. They shot that boy, took his vehicle, took it somewhere and burned it up. That's a spotter vehicle. That's a spotter. Keep that a buck. A red vehicle is a spotter vehicle. What's really going on? Come on now. What's really going on? A red vehicle. And then he was shot and killed. And then that vehicle was found burned up. They didn't like it. Because they just took it out of town. They just bagged it and stripped it. You know what I'm saying? They'd have bagged it and stripped it. Or they'd have bagged it, they'd have took it out of town. It'd have been gone. Because hitting the interstate ain't nothing. As soon as they hit across, where they hit Louisiana, they could have dipped somewhere. They could have dipped in the warehouse, could have had that thing playing, and bagged it and stripped it. Now, pay attention. I ain't going for that shit they saying on the news. Stepmom, I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree with that. They did not like that young man's vehicle. I'm going to tell you straight up. Somebody's killing us. And we got to suffer. We got to suffer. I'm telling you, they're killing us. I'm your faithful warner here. They are killing us. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Ain't nobody talking like me. I'm telling you. I surf YouTube all the time, Facebook all. I'm telling you off the rip. They are killing us. You remember the movie They Lived? Remember the movie with Roddy Piper and the black brother that played that did the voice of Spawn, the cartoon? Yeah. And nobody could see these aliens until they put on these glasses because they had some type of frequency that blocks the vision of the people who the regular citizens. They had this frequency that that was blocking, and they was out of space somewhere, but they came there, invaded the planet. Remember that movie? It was called They Lived, and there was a blind man standing in the middle of the road on our platform telling you what I'm telling you. He could see it. He was the only one, and he was totally blind. I'm telling y'all better listen to this blind cat. They're killing us. They're killing us. Now my plane landed. Now my plane landed. I was also looking at, I really had to do some research on it because I was listening to it briefly, but I was cooking and I really couldn't really hear what was going on about the men's shelter downtown Jackson Gateway, the men's center down there. Hopefully, I really would like to get a job down there working. I really would like to get a job, but anyway, I gotta hire my blind ass because hell, I can't even get a job volunteering because them silly ass folks over there at the human resource center. When I tried to get I tried to go volunteer, and they tried to blow smoke on my tail. They tried to blow smoke on my tail. You know what I'm saying? They tried to blow smoke up there. I had 3 women I was crowded by 3 women, and one of them was the head. And oh yeah, well we'll call you. You know, we don't know what you can do up under the ADA, this that. And I'm sitting there explaining it to them, and they tripping. But look, I digress. I ain't tripping on that. I'm just laughing at them because how stupid and ignorant they are. People are, especially here in Mississippi. I swear to God, they're so stupid and ignorant about disabled people. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't tripping on that. But anyway, so but like I said, they got that men's, rehabilitation thing going on down there, and they're going to rebuild it. I think they said they're going to put it in a warehouse. They're taking some type of warehouse, and they're going to renovate it and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's a real good thing. Cause hell, that thing been going on forever. You know what I'm saying? Where was the grant funds going on? How much grant dollars that they was getting in order, you know what I'm saying? Was they getting any grant dollars? Or did they find somebody to be able to write a good grant for them so they can, find the money to be able to do this, to purchase this building? Because I remember one time, I think it was maybe a couple of years ago, might have been last year, that they had filmed. There was the mainstream went over there and they was talking to. It was freezing cold, freezing, and them folks, and it was so crowded up in there. Folks was waiting outside, had a barrel outside. You know what I'm saying? Some folks were sleeping out there by the barrel, staying warm. But you be so tired, where the hell you gonna sleep? So they cop a squat, and I guess they put their head down and go to sleep, as long as they warm. And I'm telling you, you can't live. Who the hell gonna live like that? But they still managed to make it. They still managed to make it. Wake up in the morning, boom, boom, do what they gonna do. But still, in all, they shouldn't have to do that. There should have been enough space in that place for advance. Like I said, I'm like Frank Milton. Either we rebuild it or tear it down. That's what he said about the King Edwards Hotel that time. That's what made them investors get together and rebuild that King Edwards Hotel. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, what's it going to take? At that Gateway Mission Center. So I'm glad. So big ups, big shout out to them. They got that warehouse thing, whatever. Yo, real talk. Cause I'm telling you, for me, I'm like this. This is what I say for me. And I just want to be an example to people. That's all I want. Look, let me tell you something. What I get paid is what I get paid. if I got paid just $10 an hour, then that's what I get paid. I'll accept that. But my difference, if my difference can help 10,000 people, it's worth it. It is worth it. You know what I'm saying? My difference is so big. You can't pay for it. You can't put a price on it. You can't put a price on making a difference. And what I'm saying is this: if you see me doing it and I'm totally blind, what's your excuse? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. As an individual that's trying to stay up here in the city of Jackson, that's living here in the city of Jackson, that's totally blind. I don't have no 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? UPS ain't gonna hire me. FedEx ain't gonna hire me. You know what I'm saying? LCI, it might be none of them places gonna hire a cat like me. None of them. None of them spots gonna hire me. Ad McBride, ain't no folks ain't gonna hire no cat like me. They're afraid of a guy like me. But what I'm saying is, my purpose is way different. I don't belong in those types of places. Because how can I make a difference? My purpose is right here, the 601 Network. Because I'm like this. If I can make a difference to people just by showing up every day, running this podcast the way I'm running it, and getting the messages out to you, residents, I'm good. I'm good. My bills paid. I'm good. But all I'm saying is, I want to do this broader. I want to get out even broader. So click like and share this video. I want to get this message out to everybody in Jackson. Go onto Facebook and share the video. Share it to your friends here in the city of Jackson. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Juice City Legends? You know? So I'm just saying. What's up, Squirrel World? I'm telling you, I want to get this thing out there. Because like I said, I believe that, you know, if we galvanize and we galvanize this thing, and we pull our resources and strategize and get organized, and you know, something could happen. And we got to start off small, just small. So, but anyway, I'm at Cash App Foresight, Dollar Foresight 718. That's Dollar FORESIGHT 718. That's my Cash App. So just hit me. You know what I mean? I don't care what it is. $1, $10, $5, whatever the case may be. But I'm telling you, we gotta start small. I'm down. Are you? Hey, this is the 601 Network. I want y'all, thanks for watching. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Oh, yo, y'all know on the 14th, the 14th of August, you know Lil Wayne coming. They're gonna be down at the Veterans. Black folks, please don't cut up. Please don't cut up there. Please don't cut up at that concert. This the only time Mouser is gonna let us have a concert and Lil Wayne coming. You know what I'm saying? But Martin's got all types of events going on at that place. They banging over there. Martin's. They got all types of events going on over there. And we as black folks, 80% black city, we get one concert. And if there's any blues going on, they gonna get it. Martin's gonna get it. They're gonna throw a blues concert nowhere else, because they know a lot of white folks like blues. So if there's a blues concert where black folks go, white folks coming, and they don't want white folks intermix. Martin's, we don't know what Martin's is. That's strictly for white folks. I'm not saying that black folks don't go there. I ain't saying that black folks don't work there, but that what is strictly for white folks. I'm just gonna be real. You know what I'm saying? So, look, y'all can call me what you want. Like I said, 1-800-COLLECT don't work no more. And y'all know what the real is. Y'all know what the real is. Y'all know what that's about. And it's not saying that nobody black is not welcome there. He's not saying that, but I'm just saying that's what it's for. Because who patronized that the most? White folks. Now they got more stuff going on down there than a little bit. So, but I wanted to say that Lil Wayne coming to the Veterans Memorial Stadium. I think it's on the 14th of August. And so, in case you don't know, now you know. You know what I'm saying? I was just looking at that this morning. Yeah. So, but that's it for me. Peace.